Hi guys, welcome to the chat tonight. Thank you for joining here. I'm just gonna start by saying that tonight I'm fooling around with my new OBS studio software. So if things seem a little out of normal, that would probably be why. It's just because I'm learning it. So with that being said, I want to do a sound check because my mic says it's working. But McCartney Survival, how you doing, buddy? Do you have sound? Can you hear me? We got Tyler Wood in the house. How you doing, Tyler? And Ultimate Outdoors BC. Welcome to the chat tonight. Thanks for joining me. Much appreciated, of course. And this is really weird for me because I got a controller studio right here, and I have another computer over here on this side. No, on this side, yeah. So if you see me constantly looking over towards the other direction, it means I'm just trying to read your chats. So this is all new to me, pretty much. We got Fear the Tooth in the house. That's my future son-in-law. That's cool. Thanks for joining there, Maxwell. All right, everybody's got me. How's it going, Tyler? Yes, I'm doing well, my friend. It's Thursday evening, ready for a long weekend here with the Easter holiday kicking in, and that's a good thing because believe me, I could really use the break after the week I had. It was a rough go at work this week, but you know, we got through it, and things are good. Things are good. That's just gonna pop out my chat here. So I figured tonight what we would do is just give you guys a little bit of opportunity to get to know a little bit about myself. Be happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. Well, pretty much any questions that you guys might have. Just want my followers to have a better understanding of why I do what I do, and I guess my reasoning behind it. So yeah, one more day, Tyler. It's been like I say, for me, I had a rough week this week. I had a lot of starting with Monday. Monday was it was a Monday. It was just one of those days that if I could have not woke up and just slept through the whole day, that would have been a freaking awesome thing to do. But unfortunately, I wasn't that fortunate. So we'll just go with it. While you're in, guys, just please remember to hit that like button for me. That'd be awesome. So I'm getting ready here to start my push towards 500 subscribers. I know a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I was mentioning that I was preparing for a giveaway. I still am doing that. It's going to be a drive for 500. I think I'm sitting at about 450 some odd subscribers right now. And I think once I hit my 500 subscribers is when I'm going to be doing the giveaway. But I'll get it posted before that so that, of course, we can get some action. If anybody knows people out there, please do tweet this out. Or let's try and get this house full. Let's all do some networking tonight and maybe get to know each other, all of us together. So. Yeah, I mentioned my future son-in-law is in the house there, Fear the Tooth. He, I guess, well, him and my daughter are the reason why I'm wearing this, Father of the Bride. So there's something you probably don't know about me is I am going to be a Father of the Bride. So that's pretty cool stuff. Everybody's been grumpy at work. Why are you working 15 hours a day, man? There's a law against that, isn't there? I'd like to see your paycheck at the end of the week if you're working 15 hours a week. Holy crap. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, so like I said earlier there, I've been last week I was supposed to be my first attempt at using this OBS software. Eventually what I want to do is I want to get this set up and get it learned enough that I can actually do collaborative videos with some of you people that follow me. 40 Below Life, hello, how you doing? High fives to you, man. Thanks for coming in tonight. my Alaskan friends. Yeah, but yeah. So what I want to do is I want to get into doing collaborations. It'd be cool to be able to interview some of you guys, and we can sort of cross feed off of each other's subscribership, get to know each other, get people to know what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we're doing it and how long we've been doing it and all these types of things. So yeah. So 40 below, how things going there in Alaska? You guys still got a lot of snow, or what part of Alaska are you from? Serbia, 28.6.1389. You're from Serbia. How you doing? Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight. Uh, hope hope you can stick around for a while and get to meet some of these fine people in here. We got a lot of really good channels that are following me right now. Where do I live? I am living in Ontario, Canada, the southern part, closer to the United States border. And yeah, it's a nice area down here. It's called the Niagara region near Niagara Falls. So I guess that's probably about enough information there, for sure. And you're from Serbia. That's cool. Like I say, glad to have you. What time would it be in Serbia right now? Right now it's about 8 p.m. 8 p.m. in the evening. June 28th is my nick. That is a big date for Serbia. Why is that a big date for Serbia? You're at the North Pole. You know what? I've seen that 40 below in some of your videos that the North Pole references there. I didn't actually think that you were actually from the North Pole. I thought you were just saying, like, being Alaska, close to the north. That's but holy crap, man! Santa Claus up and down the street and stuff like that once in a while. Yeah. 2:07 a.m. Wow, 2 o'clock in the morning for our friend from Serbia. Must be almost bedtime, or you're up late and working and sneaking in a little bit of time on the computer. Cool. Well, I don't know if you guys have a beverage, but I'm gonna have myself a nice beer and enjoy this evening. Because, like I say, I'm hoping that if you guys have any questions about me, my name is Dennis. Canoehound has been a nickname I've had for a bunch of years. And my dog is Molly. She's a little Springer Spaniel, and basically we make up the team Canoehound Adventures. And from time to time on my videos, we'll bring guests out to the day camp, and everybody has a good time. And we just have fun making these videos and doing something that I really enjoy. But what my real passion is, and you'll see it up here. Other side, I gotta remember the opposite stuff, but on my head there, my logo is a canoe, and it's because I actually love canoeing. So that's probably my most favorite pastime. It's the one hobby I've never given up over 30 years. So it's something that's a lot of fun. 40 below says Santa is their mayor. I live 5 minutes away from his house. Man, you know what? You must be inundated with elves in the neighborhood then, eh? That's cool. And reindeer grazing in your front yard, of course, yeah. Yeah. And the big white abominable snowman. Yeah, cool. No, my family, I wouldn't say I am French. I am partly French Canadian. My mother is actually from Malta. So I have some Maltese. Actually, I even have my grandfather was born in Egypt, so I have a little bit of Egyptian blood in my system here. So, yeah, so I'm kind of a Heinz 57, but I personally am Canadian, born and raised in Canada, and I'm a proud Canadian, made in Mooseland. That's why I like to support Canadian-made products, especially when it comes to my canoeing gear and camping gear and things of that sort. So. True North Angler, hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in tonight. Much appreciated. If you guys don't mind, smash that thumbs up. I know everybody always asks for that, and I don't know how much it helps, but it's cool seeing the thumbs down. Or if you really hate this, give me a thumbs down. At least it's showing some participation. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. June 28th, 1389 is a big battle in Kosovo, Serbia, and Turkish. So for those of you true North Angler and a few others that might have just popped in, we have a friend here from Serbia that's popped in. It's about what 2:07 a.m. in the morning there, and he's gracing us with his presence. And like I say, very nice. Thank you very much for joining. That's awesome. Camel Cowboy Outdoors is in the house. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I was ready to crack a beer here a second ago, so hopefully you all have a good beverage. You all know I like my IPA ales. Today I'm having it's called Sparkle Puff, and it's an IPA, a triple IPA. Let's get that on the screen. It's a triple IPA by the Flying Monkeys Brewing Company out of, I believe, Barrie, Ontario. I got to get used to the side-to-side stuff. Sparkle Monkey, really cool graphics on the can. But the best part is, and this is going to be a kick-ass beer, if you see me falling off my chair in about 20 minutes, and that's the reason why. It's a whopping 10.2% alcohol. First time trying one of these. Flying Monkey Brewing Company, they've got a few really good ones, and one of my favorites that they make is, it's called Juicy Ass, and it's a really good, I know, crazy name. All these places have crazy names, but, you know, they make good beers. So yeah, here's to y'all. I'm going to crack that open. Oops. And I'll just wipe off the splatter of beer off my wife's computer so she doesn't kill me here. Yeah. So what do we got here? You know, Joseph Braz, Tito, or Slovenia? Oh my gosh. 28.6, I'm sorry. No, I can honestly say I do not know them. If they're people in the news, it's I probably don't know it because I don't watch the news. I'm not much of a news person. But only news I watch is what's in the morning, and that's over my my cornflakes. So, what do we got here? What am I missing? Camel Cowboy, hello Dennis, thank you. Hello back to you. True North Angler knows Tito. Cool. Nikola Tesla is born here. Nikola Tesla, you know, funny thing, we have Nikola Tesla Boulevard in Hamilton, a nearby town. I don't know how the relationship there is, but Camel Cowboy Outdoors, how's it going from McCartney Travel? Or Survival? I don't know why I keep calling him McCartney Travel. Sorry, dude. If you had to choose Canadian or American camping gear, which one? You know what? Tyler, I base all of my gear purchases off of a lot of research and making sure that I'm getting a product that's well worth the money and something that is something that's durable and it's gonna last. So whether it's Canadian or American, it just so happens that I don't know, maybe us Canadians are true ambassadors when it comes to camping gear and stuff like that because we have so much of the northern country. Not to say the U.S. doesn't, like, you know, you guys have a lot of pristine areas there, especially along the Minnesota, Lake Superior area. But you yourself can attest to, like, the quality of, say, your Agawa Canyon saw, which is made up north in northern Ontario, Canada here. We have people that make it because they love the product. But I would say that, you know, as long as the product is good quality product, you've bought yourself your axe, brain fire, Holtz, what is it, Holtz, Granford Brooks axe. You've got that, and it's from Sweden, right? So you've bought something that's that you know is a good quality product, and that's the whole thing. But if I can, being Canadian and born and raised here, if I could showcase something that was made here in Canada, I will do that for sure. Not to say that I know, like, my pot and pan set is made in China, right? But sold by an American company. So it's you know what, sometimes it's irrelevant when it comes to all that stuff. If I had to choose one piece of gear, though, my favorite piece of gear, and I had a feeling somebody might ask me that. My favorite piece of gear, my favorite camping gear, is actually probably my hammock tent. That's made by Hennessy hammock, and that's made on Vancouver Island. And reason being is I feel that when you're on a trip or something, if you're well rested, you it just makes the rest of the day. And that is the only thing I've ever slept in, including my own bed here at home, where I've actually got a full night's sleep without tossing and turning, and it's always been the most comfortable sleep I have ever had in my life. So, uh, yeah, that's my thing. Is my favorite, probably my most favorite piece of gear would be my hammock tent. That thing is awesome, and I would never be without one again. That's they're pretty cool. Simply Shannon, thanks for popping in. Welcome to the house here. Hopefully you'll stick around for a while. Andrew on the go, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming in too. I just finished watching one of your videos there a little while ago. There, you and your three crazy dogs out at the day camp. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, there, make sure you give Andrew on the go a look there. His video there, he went out to his day camp there where he's building a nice shelter, and it's coming along quite well. And I see you got the same muddy conditions where you are, Andrew, that we have here. We've had so much rain. Actually, getting ready tomorrow, we have our Good Friday hike that we do with friends every Good Friday. Usually, we have anywhere from like 10 to 25 or 30 of us going down on a hike, and we all congregate at this fire pit that we know of right by a creek, and just sit there and have a bonfire and have a few of these things and things like that, right? So it's usually just a very fun day. I'll be getting some video of that tomorrow. Maybe put together a little shorty of that, because I'm going to go down there, of course, and practice some of my bushcrafting skills, try and get a fire going with all the wet wood we've had, and have a good day of it. Badger Farm Girl, thanks for popping your head in here. I appreciate the visit. Hope things are going well for you. Sorry for grammatic. I'm learning Russian in school. Not a problem there. 28.6. That's awesome. Where is located Ontario? Ontario is, well, it's pretty much in the center of Canada. Yeah, Canada. Yeah, our capital city is Toronto. Or, sorry, our provincial capital is Toronto, and our capital city is Ottawa, Ontario. So, a little bit of Canadian history for you there. Northern Bass Fishing, hey, how you doing? Good to see you in. Thanks for popping out. Liking this week's live chat. Glad I caught it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I try and catch everybody else's lives when I can and get in there and participate when I can. Hike with Mike. How you doing, bud? Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. Hey, everybody out in the woods camping tonight, getting some camp time in before the wicked storm. Oh, cool. Are you? So you're on your cell phone watching the live? Thanks, man. Cool. A little bit of big screen entertainment in the tent, right? Thank you so much, Andrew. Like, oh, sure, our crazy dogs I have. Yeah, what are your dogs? I see you got one little dog that has big dog syndrome. Cute little guy, and he keeps right up with the big boys, eh? Good evening, Hunt Shack Wilderness. Andrew on the go, saying hello. Yep, on the edge of the Pacific Ocean. Yep. Oh, nice. That's all right. So just a little bit of camp in there. McCartney. Yeah. So like I say, the theme of tonight's there is sort of a question and answer. If anybody wants to know anything about me within reason, I'd be more than happy to answer most of your questions. Could be related to trips, could be related to gear, could be related to semi-family, like if anybody wants to know, my daughter's getting married. She get married September 21st, and that's what makes me father of the bride. So we had a stag and doe, which is sort of a party for the bride and groom, sort of as like a little fundraiser. We had that there about, probably going back about a month ago now, month and a half ago. And it was a great evening. And these shirts, what we do is the whole wedding party gets a shirt. You have all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, the mother and father of the bride, mother and father of the groom, and we all wore our shirts and helped raise money for the bride and groom. It's just money that they'll take that money and they'll put it towards their honeymoon. So it's sort of like a honeymoon fund party. I don't know if you guys have stag and does or buck and does or Jack and Jills in your areas, but it's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. What do we got here? McCartney. Pomeranian Boxer and Australian Shepherd. Black Lab mix. You know, I love my labs. I used to have a yellow lab, and Chasey was a freaking awesome dog. Couldn't keep the dog out of the water, and Andrew, I see you can't keep your dogs out of the water either. So, and Molly's the same way, but she usually waits for somebody else to jump in the water with her. She likes to swim, she likes to splash around, but she doesn't like going in the water by herself. Whereas my old lab, she would you get her in the water and you couldn't get her out. You'd have to almost dive in and pull her out. So northern bass fishing outdoors is going to be a crazy storm here tomorrow. 25 to 30 millimeters of rain. Trail is going to be sloppy this weekend. Whereabouts are you located again, Northern Bass? Unchack Wilderness Experience, Father of the Bride. I hope it doesn't go like the movie. Yeah, me too. my shirt was supposed to have a barcode right here. And when we made the shirts, because we made the shirts in our shop, it was supposed to be a barcode, and underneath it says "Father of the Bride, scan here for payment." But for some reason, it didn't make it onto the shirt. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like my sense of humor. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Gotta watch out for tornadoes tomorrow. You know, like I say, we're going on this hike tomorrow, and we were really hoping that the weather would be good. We've had hit and miss. We had a year where it was pouring rain here at our house, and 15 minutes down the road where the hike is, it was dry. So, like, you know, we forewent. Well, let's say we didn't go, and we were disappointed when we found out it didn't actually rain. So, yeah. Tell me your name. My name is Dennis. My name is Dennis. My friends call me Canoehound, or Hey You, or well, I won't say that because it's a live stream, but. Yeah. So, yeah, my name is Dennis. Do you have a name there, 286? Out of Doors TV, thanks for popping in. Much appreciate your visit. Is it cold spring in central Canada? Yes. Well, you know what? It's been a really cold in Ontario here. In southern Ontario, not so much. We've all our snow is gone. All the lakes have cleared up. But in northern Ontario, where I like to go canoeing, like from Algonquin Park north, everything supposedly there's still a friend of mine called Algonquin Outfitters at Opiongo Lake in Algonquin Park, and supposedly they have still about 18 to 20 inches of ice with snow on it on their lakes up there. So I'm supposed to go up, and you guys have heard this all before, I'm supposed to go up and pick up my my new canoe from Swift Canoes, which is right on the way to Algonquin. I was going to pick that up and go for a couple nights and do a little camp out. And I'm supposed to go pick it up next weekend and do that trip, but I don't know if it's going to happen because no sense going that far up and not be able to actually get out there and canoe. So I might have to wait another 2 weeks. Can't canoe on the ice. And actually, I don't know if any of you follow Cabin Life with Glenn and Maureen. They're a lovely older couple that I follow. They do live streaming quite often. They have a cottage and a house up in the area where I got to go get my canoe, and we're trying to set up a meet and greet so that we could just get together. McCartney, I'm pretty sure you know Glenn and Maureen as well as Mike, and yeah, a few of you on here. I know you guys know them or follow them. Did you check out Nimblemax? Great canoe channel from Minnesota. No, you know what? I haven't. I think I will check him out. I'm always looking for the outdoor stuff. There's not a lot of stuff I watch on YouTube aside from the outdoor stuff. My wife and I just recently been discussing getting rid of our Kojiko cable package because aside from Leaf games and the occasional program that I might watch, we really have no use for cable TV. My wife watches Netflix. I watch YouTube videos and follow you guys and watch your stuff and the live streams. And to me, that's my entertainment in the evening right now. So we're seriously thinking about getting rid of our cable television and just getting into doing exactly what we're doing right now. Seems to be working well. So, Dennis, am I retired? No, I am not retired. Unfortunately, I own my own business, and because I own my own business and have so for what 10, 11 years now, I likely will not retire until I am ready to sell the business and move on. But I enjoy the work that I do. Um, I'm a sign maker, a graphic designer, printer, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing. So I have a good staff that works underneath me, and well, I shouldn't say works underneath me, that works with me because we all work hand in hand with each other. And yeah, that it always works out well when you have that frame of mind or mindset when you're going into work every day. So that's all good stuff. So am I retired? No, I'm not. I wish I was. A good friend of mine that I worked with in a factory before owning my own business, he just recently retired. And he's the guy I do my canoe, like my annual canoe trip in August. Jay and I are always out there, and it's like I say, it's the two of us, and if anybody else wants to join us, they're more than welcome to. But he just recently retired, so he might have a little more opportunity to get out and do all this stuff, probably more so than I do. So that's cool. Have to get him out here one night. Hey, Coffee Outdoors, thanks very much for hitting that thumbs up. Much appreciated. I got a whole 7 thumbs up. Got to see if I could crush last week. Last week, I think I had a whole 19 thumbs up. And it's showing we got 15 people. And look at that, Wolfie's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Tyler. Like I say, guys, don't be afraid to visit each other's channels. Show each other a bit of love. Like I say, if you're going to subscribe to each other, this isn't a sub for sub thing. I think everybody should just kind of get to know each other. If you have similar interests, by all means, follow each other, but watch them videos. And everybody says, watch the videos, leave a full comment, hit the thumbs up. And you know what? If you grab somebody now, like, with a subscription, no saying you have to take off and do it right now, but at the end of the stream here, go check them out, watch a video or two, and get a real feel for whether you like that person's content or not. Because let's face it, and we've all done it before, where we have subscribed to somebody and it's not up our alley. And I tend not to subscribe I'll watch a couple videos beforehand before I actually subscribe. And reason being is I don't like seeing when my count goes down on the subscribership, and I know everybody else doesn't like it either. So I would rather not subscribe than subscribe and then just go, or subscribe for no reason and then just pull it away. That's, to me, I think that's kind of childish. So I see we got Blended Whiskey in the house. How you doing there, Blended Whiskey? Thanks for popping in. Never, I don't think I've ever come across your channel before, so thanks for popping in. Like I say, I'll definitely, at the end of this here, I always like to go and check out people that are watching the stream, and that's where I found some of my best content. Rod Markins, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We're all just talking here. I got a few people asking me some questions. We're just talking about cable television. As you can see, 28.6 up there, friend from Serbia. He's saying television is junk, and I couldn't agree more. YouTube is where it's at. For sure. But Rod Markins, thanks for popping in. I'm just enjoying a nice little craft beer made here in Ontario, Canada. And Canoehound says that it's Canoehound approved. Canoehound approved. Hey, see? My new OBS software. I'm working with it here. Just having fun. Just having fun. Canadian Bassin, hey, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. Is that Canadian Bassin? Is that Ricky? Is that Ricky? Dennis, Novak. Yeah, he's a tennis player, is he not? Is he Serbian? Where is Serbia, Dennis? Tell me. Serbia is somewhere around Russia, I believe. So that's all I know. Like I say, I never did pass geography or history, so I wouldn't really know. Yeah, I thought it was you, Ricky. How you doing, buddy? Cheers. First time joining me on a live feed. This is a friend of mine, Canadian Bass, and you want to see. I know a lot of you guys are fishermen, but you want to see a guy that's fish crazy. Ricky is the guy. Yeah, you can check out. I don't know. You don't have a YouTube channel, but I know you post a lot on Facebook and Instagram and places like that. But Ricky's a real bass crazy guy. So been a while since I've seen the name Canadian Bass, and so that's why I had to ask Rick. Ricky boy. McCartney Survival. Yes, I do. I do hats. This hat. Did that hat. We did. I'm the father of the bride. But yeah, in our shop we do. We specialize in wide format printing. So we do a lot of banners and signage, things of that sort. Vehicle graphics, promotional products. You can actually check out our website if you like. It's greatsigns.ca. And you can sort of get a gist for what's on there. I've got a YouTube channel for it as well, which is Great Signs and Graphics, which is the business name. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen in the past, and I haven't got any kicking around handy here, but I did my logo decals, and I've been sort of giving them out to people and stuff. When I went to the outdoor show in Toronto and outdoor adventure show and the fish and boat show, I was out there and meeting people and just giving stickers away, just trying to gain a bit of awareness. But it's easy for me because it doesn't cost me that much to produce them, because I just produce them. I make them myself, right? But if you're looking for something, give me a call. Man, I get your email and stuff. My email is in my about section, so you can find it there. Or you know what? Feel free to. I think you're on Instagram as well. You could PM me on Instagram, and I'll definitely answer it and get back to you, let you know. But yeah, we do all those types of things. I actually had a couple of guys. One fella from the U.S. there. He bought 100 decals. I think it was like $89, 3-inch circle decals. And to him, it was even cheaper because he paid American dollars. And with the exchange rate, like maybe $70 or something like that, or maybe even a little less. But yeah, so it's beneficial to the Americans. The only kicker there is the shipping, because we got to ship and it has to go through customs and all that bullshit, right? So Rod Marketing is still working to get my channel up and running. Won't be much longer. What's your channel going to be about there, Rod? In the Woods with Wolfie, yes, we have the ability to print on fabric that it's called sil nylon, which is the fabric that we would use to make flags with. So you can do those feather flags, or you can do like a regular 3-foot by 5-foot flag. But there are options. You can get into one-sided printing of flags or two-sided printing. So yeah, we can do that. There you go. Maybe for the what's called the Canadian collaboration. That's that you guys are doing in Niagara Falls. You could have a big flag or a banner or something, and everybody could sign it. That'd be cool. Yes, 28.6. There's a lot of Serbians that do live in Canada. Canada is a good melting pot for people. We have a very diverse culture in Canada, so there's people from all all races. All races. There we go. I'm getting tongue-tied here. I'm already getting dry. Maybe I need more beverage, right? Yeah, you know what? Northern bass fishing. I've had this logo. Well, not this logo. I created this logo when I started my YouTube channel here, or restarted my YouTube channel. I had a channel years ago that I got rid of. But this sticker, I have it on my canoe. I've had it on my canoe, and it's really kind of a rip off. I shouldn't be saying that being a graphic designer, but I like the concept of it. It's a portage or a rip off from a Portage sign from Algonquin Park, and I've always thought that when I go on portages and I see this little guy carrying a canoe, it's inspirational to me. It makes me just think about the North. It's not that I like portage, and believe me, but I created it, and then of course when I did the first off of this one, I didn't have the little thing of Molly in there, the silhouette of Molly, and then I started thinking, hey man, she's probably a bigger part of the channel than I am. She always gets told that she's really cute. Nobody ever tells me I'm cute. I don't get it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the Niagara collab. Anyways, in the woods with Wolfie. Yeah, a bunch of for anybody that's reading that, in the woods with Wolfie, the Niagara collab. A bunch of YouTubers that are active hikers and people that follow each other. In the woods with Wolfie is part of that. They've got an event coming up in the Niagara region. I think they're going to Niagara Falls, which is very close to where I am. And they're just having a get together. It's like a general meet and greet, and then they're going to do some hiking, and I'm sure they'll be partaking in a bunch of alcoholic beverages. Is that possible? I bet you that'll probably happen. So, but I'm actually kind of excited because I'll get to meet a bunch of you guys. Because like I say, I could pop out. I could show you a few of the good restaurants around town that are good to eat. Get you off the beaten tourist path after you guys have taken in the waterfalls, and then like maybe even show you guys a couple of different portage hiking trails that are in the area, because Niagara does have quite a few. There's one notable one that you guys may have heard of, any of you hikers. It's called the Bruce Trail. It starts actually just outside of Niagara Falls in the area called Queenston, which is right on the Niagara Parkway, running along the Niagara River. And it's a trail that follows the Niagara Escarpment from Niagara Falls all the way to northern part of Ontario called Tobermory. And the Niagara Escarpment is basically for lack of a different term, it's a giant rock shelf that you have a lower part and a bottom part, and it travels over something like 600 kilometers. And the Bruce Trail starts, like I say, at one end and goes to the other. I've only hiked little portions of it. I've never actually done the entire Bruce Trail because it's huge, and hiking is not my main thing. Like I say, canoeing is, but I like getting out hiking and just getting out and enjoying the outdoors and getting the dog for a walk and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I can show you parts of that. There's all kinds of trails that go down to Niagara Gorge that'll take you right down to the actual Niagara River below the falls. A lot of really interesting stuff. So I'm not sure if you're if you're actually going to make it down, Wolfie. I know you said you travel on motorcycle, but be awesome if you came down. We'd be all be able to get together and meet, right? That's cool. I was thinking of a custom one for the cabin. Yeah. Nicola's our friend from Serbia. Outdoor kids, a little bit of both, and just things I enjoy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You'll see in a few of my videos there, Rod. I've actually got my daughter, a couple of my daughters in a few of my videos. The next video I'll be doing there, like I say, I'll be shooting tomorrow. We'll have a bunch of my friends. But yeah, I always enjoy having friends coming out, and maybe a friend of mine there, Beasley Ironworks, he might pop into the chat a little later, but he's been out to the camp a few times, so that's pretty cool stuff. Mr. Canoehead, that's me. I'm Mr. Canoehead. See, right there, Mr. Canoehead. Sounds interesting. Weekend of September 20th to 22nd. Yeah, get all the plugs in there for that, Wolfie, because anybody else that might be in this area might be interested in coming and checking it out. I know you guys have a group page on Twitter that you guys are all chatting back and forth about. You can share that if you like. I got no problem with that as well. Yeah, in Ontario, play only NHL and soccer. In Ontario, yeah, we have the NHL, we have soccer. No, we've also got Major League Baseball. We've got professional basketball in Toronto. We've got Canadian Football League, CFL football. We got a couple, three teams in Ontario alone for the Canadian Football League. We have some major races. We have an IndyCar race that takes place in Toronto. Um, yeah, we've actually got a lot of stuff going on in Ontario. It's I think one of the most populated provinces in Ontario, so we have a lot going on around here. Yeah, we'll play in Ontario. Yeah, I'm sure alcohol will be there for sure. It would be really difficult to Portage Niagara Falls. Funny you say that, Mike. There's actually a street called Portage Street in Niagara Falls, and it runs along an old portage trail that would take the traders and stuff like that, and like from back in the days where Canada was inhabited by Indians and stuff. But it was a major portage that went actually around Niagara Falls, but had to go all the way down to Queenston, Queenston towards Niagara on the lake in order for them to be able to put their canoes back in because the Niagara River is actually gouged. It's like the Grand Canyon type of thing. It's so there's no easy way down there. But yeah, I'm not a real aficionado on Niagara Falls. I may live here, but I look at Niagara Falls and I go, whatever. It's only a falls. Take me up north and show me a 5-foot waterfalls, and I'll stand there and watch it forever. Okay, well, what play in Ontario? Only NHL? No, no. Like I say, we play everything and basketball. Yeah, our basketball team is doing really good here in Ontario. The Toronto Raptors, they're in the playoffs now, and they're kicking a bit of ass right now against who are they playing? Orlando, I think Orlando. I'm not much of a basketball guy myself. Done it in barrels, I'm sure. Canoe. Yeah, some wacky people going over Niagara Falls in their barrels. It hasn't happened in quite a while because there's a pretty hefty fine. Besides your life, there's a pretty hefty fine for doing any stunting that goes on in Niagara Falls anymore. So they've taken all the fun out of things. Shit. But you know what? It's funny because when I've got a boat, and when I'm on the Niagara, I actually go boating on the Niagara River on the upper side. I'll go up there rainbow trout fishing, or we'll just go up there and blast up towards Lake Erie and drift all the way back down. And the entrance way to the Niagara River for where we put the boat in, one of the boat launches is at a place called Chippewa, and it's actually one of the diversion canals that go. It takes all the water down to the power plants. But when you come blasting out of there, you're not more than 500 meters away from the edge of Niagara Falls. So it's pretty cool. I wouldn't want my boat to break down. That's why I got a good boat with a good motor. So, hey guys, look at this. We have my buddy Jim from Knight's Armory in the house. How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. Got a lot of the regulars in here tonight. The guy just above you there, that 28.6, his name's Nikola, and he's from Serbia. So, welcome a Serbian friend. That's cool. And yes, Nikola, Toronto is Ontario. Toronto is on the shores of Lake Ontario, which is across the lake. We're on one shore of Lake Ontario, and Toronto's on the other shore. So, yes, for sure. What are you up to tonight, Jim? Yeah, I hope you do get down here, Wolfie. That'd be cool. That would be really cool. How are you guys feel about this stuff? Like, I know you all have channels. I know you all have followers. And I know a lot of you may know each other, or you have friends that also partake in YouTube. But how do you guys generally feel about meeting people that you only see on the screen? Do you think of it as sort of a security threat or anything like that? Like, yeah, Canadian Bassin. Yeah, that's right, man. The one and only canoe trip I got on my channel. Ricky is the boy, the guy I keep calling Ricky Boy in the video. It was the one and only time he ever come on a canoe trip for us. It must have been too rugged for him. He's never come back again. Either that or he's just a pussy. One of the two. No, I had a good time with you there, Rick. You guys, I wish I had a picture of it on that video. I don't think I have that on the video, do I, Rick? On that canoe trip, Ricky was fishing in the front of the canoe, and he caught the biggest pike I have ever seen landed, especially in a canoe. Um, And all he did after he got this pike in, it had to be, how big was that thing? It was 43 inches. It was a monster, man. It was huge. It wouldn't even fit on my screen here. But it was a huge, huge, huge old grandpa pike. And it hit once and he missed it. And then he caught it the second time. He fought the thing for maybe a good 10 minutes in the front of a canoe. And he landed this thing. And it is a beautiful, beautiful fish. And then we let it go. Best trip you've ever done. Yeah. It was a good time, man. I'd love to have you back out on a canoe trip with me, Rick. That's awesome. I know, make your plans. We're going away in August again for our big guys trip, so that's cool. McCartney, well, when Jim gets up here, I'll tell you. Yeah. Northern Bass Fishing. How do you like that craft beer? I'm drinking a Creemore lager. I like Creemore. Creemore's good stuff. Actually, you know what? This isn't bad for. I was kind of worried. I've never tried this Sparkle Puff before. Defender of the Universe, Galaxy Starfighter. 10.2% alcohol. I thought, yeah, you know what? It might be a little off the wall, but I like my IPAs and it's got actually a good flavor. So if you guys have the opportunity to buy it, it's an Ontario brew. I think it's made in Barrie, Ontario by the Flying Monkey Craft Brewing Company. And they've got some really good beers, but it's good beer. I really like the craft beers. Other than that, like, you know, I drink Coors Light and Canadian stuff like that. But I like the craft beers. I like something with a nice hoppy bitterness to it. It's good stuff. And surprisingly enough, for a 10.2, it's a pretty smooth beer. And it hasn't started to hit me yet. So I had supper before I come live. So. Jim's met a lot of cool people. I feel I'm probably more dangerous than they are. Yeah, I would say so, Jim. The knife yielding Jimbo. That's what I should start calling you, the knife wielding Jimbo. There again, another plug for you, Jim at Knight's Armory. He does a live feed every Sunday from a flea market where he has a knife store, a knife shop. He's a Florida boy, and you should check out his videos and his live feeds if you haven't already. He's got a really cool channel, and I just sent you an email the other day congratulating you on hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. Man, you flew there. I think the only person I've ever seen hit 1,000 subs faster than you is Tyler Wood. But yeah, man, that's I can't wait to get there. You know, it's long and steady. I must be doing something wrong. You must be doing something right. So just keep doing what you're doing, Jim. You're doing awesome, and I love watching you make your knives and hanging out at the knife shop and stuff like that. And I didn't know you had a website too, where you're selling all kinds of like the tactical gear and stuff like that. So I was checking that out the other day too. Good stuff. So Rick at Canadian Bassing says 42 inches. That's about how big that pike was. The funny thing too, I'm going to tell these guys about the other pike that you caught too. We're fishing or we're on this lake called Sinclair Lake, and it's the same lake that he caught this big pike on. Well, if he's fishing from shore, like I say, this guy's got you go on a trip like this or hang out with this guy, he's got a fishing, I think he sleeps with a fishing rod. I honestly do. I think that goes between you and the girlfriend, right? But he's fishing from shore and he catches this other pike, and it had to be maybe, let's say 28 inches, 30 inches type of thing. And he pulls this thing up on shore and it spit out a pike that had to be 14, 15 inches. Like he dragged it up on shore and his other pike go shooting out of its yap. He caught a twofer. I had never seen that before. I've seen catching fish and another fish grabbing on or something. But this one here, he caught a pike and the damn thing spit out another pike that was like over a foot long. So that was you're just a fishing magician. Unlike our buddy Jeff, who's down in Florida right now with Untitled Chapter, right? Hike with Mike, all your collaborations have been awesome. I recommend it. Yeah, like I say, that's something I want to do. I'm just like I say, I want to learn OBS a bit more. What do you use? Do you use Skype, Mike, for your collaboration things? I know there's a few different ways you could do it, but I'm reading that Skype is one of the more popular because you got clear video and stuff like that. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, because you know what, that'd be cool. Like I'd love to do a collaboration with you and Jim and a few others that I think it would just spruce up the whole live feed where we can actually, get other people out here and check things out. Seth's Adventures in the house. Thanks for popping in. We're up to a whole whopping 14. That's cool. Any other live streams going on tonight that anybody knows of? Alternative Outdoors. How you doing? Another Ontario boy with the nice little moose in his logo. Time and the lag was so bad. You know what? Am I having any lag, or is there any what do they call that, buffering or anything? Because I know setting this up there, and I watched a couple tutorial videos on it last night, Jim, and it really helped. Because last week I tried to use OBS to get on, and I was very unsuccessful. I had to change my stream and do a regular stream, but I want to be able to, like, over the week here I've been learning how to do stuff like the ticker going across the bottom, uh, little effects like transitions, so I could whoop. There goes my logo popping up there for Canoehound approved. Um, I can get sound like music playing in the background if I wanted to. I can put videos in there. There's all kinds of, like, it's really cool software, but it's just a matter of learning it. And as it is now, I keep looking off to the side here because I'm not sure if there's a way of doing it, but I got my chat going on my wife's computer, her laptop, and on my Mac I got the OBS software, and I'm watching that because that's where my camera is. So there's a learning curve to it, and that's why I want to mess around with it first before I do a collab. But once I do a collab, I'll definitely I'll bring on like a guest or two each live feed and carry on like some of the boys out there do. No buffering, good. Because you got to fool around with this thing called video bitrate, I think. But it's pretty good because YouTube, when you go into the streaming thing there, and you go into a control panel, it actually tells you if it does a test or something. It tells you if your bit rates are too slow, and it tells you to readjust it in OBS to lower it, bring it up, whatever, and eventually end up with what I have here. Hey Ricky, do you if you're still in the house, you've been fooling around with your action camera yet there? I know Gabby bought you a nice action camera, and I thought you were going to start yourself a little YouTube channel too. So get that going there. I'll get you over one night on a live stream, and we can mess around with this thing together. Everything working good here. Good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I don't do live streams. I meet up with people who visit my area. Being from Florida, I get a lot of collabs in the winter. So yeah, well there you go. Mike and Jim, yeah, you're both in Florida area. That's Florida's a big state, mind you, being so long. But if you guys are close to each other, it'd be cool to see a collab video between the two of you. You have to get a better SD card. What's the SD card got to do with it? Just buy yourself a scan disk. Spend the extra $5 and get the one with the faster write rate. Or talk to Jeff. Jeff knows everything. Inside joke there, people. I don't see Jeff on here watching. Him and Untitled are down in Florida right now. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the fisherman Italo Labignan. He has a show on television called Canadian Sport Fishing. And last week we decaled up a new boat that he's got that he's taking down to his place in Florida, so he can do some fishing videos, I guess, video shoots down there in Florida. And he was telling me they're going for like barracuda and grouper and all kinds of other fish I've never heard of. But that's pretty cool stuff. Awesome. Mike, love Florida. Cool. Nice Armory. I'm getting a drone to shoot some video with soon. It should be cool if I don't crash it. Well, didn't you say on your live stream last week you were getting 2 drones? One for you and one for your boy? You crash one, you got his to rely on. You could get him to teach you how to use it. You know what? That's I'd like to get one too. I'd like to get a drone too for when I'm on my canoe trips, things of that sort, so that I get them really nice aerial shots looking over and have the thing hover and follow me down a river. That'd be cool. But right now I've got a small, cheap from China action camera that I paid like $60 Canadian for on Amazon, um, and it come with like a shit ton of accessories. All the accessories are like GoPro compatible, right? So they all fit on the same mounts. Then I've got two Canon little point and shoots. One's like a 20, I think it's a 22 megapixel, and the other one is a 20 megapixel. And that's what I shoot all my videos with. And as much as I'd like to get myself a more expensive camera, I want to make sure before I do that that this whole YouTube thing is going to take off. I've only been redoing this again since Christmas time, which is when I started back up. And I don't want to go dropping, $2,000 on camera equipment that I'm only going to use a handful of times. So maybe one day when I get monetized, or if anybody hits that donation button up on my banner or something like that, any money I make from either monetization, if I ever get there at the rate I'm going at, it seems like it won't be in the next 10 years. But so hit the subscribe button. But yeah, so if I ever make any money, that's probably what I'll do, is I'll just reinvest it. I'll use that to subsidize my playtime. I certainly won't get rich off it. I'm no Joe Robinette. Think about is new. Here's the catch. It's such a beautiful boat. Yeah, Rick, we got to get out. You know what? I got the boat out of the garage now, and I think I'm going to, it won't be this weekend, maybe next weekend if I don't go pick up my canoe up north, but probably get up on the Niagara River and let's go for some rainbows. Go do some drift fishing. We'll drift the train bridge and see if we can't get some rainbows and maybe some walleye. Walleye, they're still nailing them over there too, so wouldn't that be nice? And we could put them on my Traeger smoker. Already crashed his. Your son already crashed his. That's the thing about that. They got a little learning curve of how to fly them, right? I think the thing is, you gotta, Jim, you gotta strap some bubble wrap to the bottom of those things, right? So that when they come down, they land on something soft. So save yourself when you get your shipment of your knives in. Save the bubble wrap and just masking tape or duct tape it to the bottom. I have a drone, but the camera's only 480p. What's a good one to get? Anybody know what a good drone is to get? Like, can you get something good for, say, like, $400 or $500 Canadian? Is there anything out there, or is that like low end? I have no idea. I've never researched them. Tyler says he's got the Dji Phantom Drone. That's what he's got, and shoots 4K and up to 20 megapixels. That's cool. So does that give you a nice steady clear shot there, Tyler? And Jim's getting the Mavic Pro. Actually, I've heard of the Mavic. I don't know. Like I said, I've not researched them. All I know is there's a million of them out there on the market, right up from the little $29 Chinese ones up to, like, I guess you could spend thousands of dollars on these things. But if I do get one, I don't want to get something that's so expensive that if I take it up north and the thing decides to crap out and fall into the bushes and I'll never see it again. That's why I got a cheap action camera. If the thing gets smashed, gets wet, gets whatever, I'm not going to cry over, $60. If I had a, $400 GoPro Hero 7 Black or whatever they're called, and I lost that because my boat capsized or something, I'd be pretty damn pissed. So, yeah. Tyler, Canadian Battle. Let's go. Yeah, I'm in, Rick. I'm in for sure. Between me and my buddy who's got his boat in for some repairs right now, we're going to be getting out for sure. Northern Bass Fishing, he's got a Sony action camera. Recommend if anyone is looking for a camera. The stabilization is good as a GoPro Hero Black. You can hook up a lapel mic to it as well. You know what? The funny thing is this little Northern Bass, this cheap little camera that I got off of Amazon for $60, also has image stabilization. It also has the ability. It actually comes with the lapel pin and a little microphone. I couldn't believe it doesn't feel like a sturdy like a GoPro, but like I say, for $60, what do you want? But the video quality's been really good. It's got time lapse. It's got flip screen. It'll overwrite. It'll do all kinds of neat things. I think they all have the same hardware inside. It's just it's like a Chevy and a GMC coming out of the same factory, right? Or they're all probably built in the same place, and they just slap a different cover and a different sticker on them. Except maybe the Sony. Because Sony, I know they do their own shit. Jefferson, sorry I didn't see you sneak in there. How you doing, bud? Good to see you in. Thanks for popping in. Jefferson's one of my Blue Wrench guys. Buy insurance on it. Yeah. As if everybody in this world right now, Tyler, isn't insurance broke. 2 minutes in the flight. Oh, wow. Did it at least come with Jim? Did it at least come with extra propellers or something? I know my brother-in-law had one a bunch of years back, and he wrapped it off a wall. He goes, "It's okay. It come with 2 extra propellers." Have a drone hookup. Your drone hookup doesn't live anywhere near Canada, does he? Drone would be awesome. Great. Yeah, it's an original gimbal, super clear. Yeah, those gimbal things are pretty cool, eh? Like you could even get gimbals for your cameras and stuff, and those things you could wiggle them back and forth, and they always hold and maintain that really cool steady camera thing. Gimbal insurance. So what's the ruling on those things in the United States? I know I've seen some here, like at a Costco store, and right attached to the display in the store, they have this whole big card thing that's got all these regulations that you have to fly a certain amount of time before you can go to a certain height, and you have restrictions as to how high you can go and distance and stuff. I know they're really regulating it now, so we're not taking out 747s that are flying overhead, right? Ricky, Ricky, what do you got? Yours is what kind of camera is yours? It's one of those little tubular action cameras. I'd like to see what the video looks like on those. Well, that's a pretty good hookup there, Jim. The guy's giving you some free stuff with it. It's always nice. Must be something that he had kicking around on the shelf or something, right? We're good. Backing at Fisher Height. Anybody got any big plans going on here for the Easter weekend? For those of you that celebrate? Aside from doing Easter egg hunts? That's crazy. Jim, that's crazy. 16,000 feet and 5 miles out. I wonder that when what was it, last year? Yeah, 2 years ago, when my wife and I went to Runaway Bay in Jamaica. We did this tour, and we were up on the mountain overlooking Runaway Bay. And we're at this restaurant. It was part of a bus tour that we went when we went to do the whole Bob Marley thing, right? And there was a guy there that had this killer drone. He had a huge case for it, and he took this thing out, and it had the screen on it, like on his controller, was like probably the size of a 10-inch tablet. And this guy flew this thing, had to be 5-6 miles, and he was actually hovering it over a cruise ship that was in the bay, like five, it might have even been more than that, but maybe five, I'll say 5 or 6 miles. And he was actually like zooming right in on people, like faces, like you'd see me here on the screen right now. To me, that was crazy. Like, holy shit. But I guess these things got the technology. You just hit a button or something, and the thing come right back home. Or if the battery's going to die, it'll come back, and it's pretty cool stuff. But just to know that he can control it so far away, so I can see why they put regulations on these things. They trying to stop people from watching. Right? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? So. So yeah, Canadian Bass has got the Contour Roam 2. I've seen it. You got two of them, do you not? Think you got a killer deal on that one too. Keep 5 miles from the airport, no more than 1,500 feet high. Have to register. So you even have to register them, eh? That's yeah. I I believe I heard somewhere here in Canada too. You actually have to have your name somewhere on the device or somewhere on the drone, so that if it does crash and it's doing something that's not supposed to, it has your identification on it, so that they know who to track and check out who's actually breaking the rules or breaking the laws, right? McCartney's survival. His daughter's turning 6 on Easter this year, so Easter Sunday. Well, sing her happy birthday from Canoehound, or she's in the neighborhood. Happy birthday, youngin'. Don't know what her name is, so I call her youngin'. Alternate Outdoors might do a 420 special. Okay. Is it the same 420 I'm thinking of? I know in Niagara Falls this weekend, if anybody's in the Niagara Falls area, they have the a 420 Expo going on at the Scotiabank Center. So anything cannabis, you will go there and you'll be able to find it. I don't know if you can actually buy your if you do that stuff, if you buy it there, but I know anything 420 related as far as paraphernalia, I believe you're able to pick it up there. So that's for anybody that is in the 420. Da-da-da-da. Hey, Jessica Smith. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. And I don't think you're calling me babe. And I don't think Jefferson's calling me babe. So, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hundreds in the store. You can DM me anytime. Yeah, where is his store, Jim? Where's this guy sell drones out of? Is he like mail order, or has he got an actual walk-in shop? I know a lot of people with these drones are actually making money with them. A friend of my daughter and future son-in-law, he actually started a business, and he does aerial shots of like properties. He's been hired by a local hospital to do like instead of sending guys out in chair lifts or lifts that go up the side of buildings, he can actually take the drone up there and he can do inspections and things like that. My brother-in-law's worked that into the insurance industry. I know he'll do roof inspections and things of that sort using a drone. So yeah, there's a million applications or a million different things you can use for these things besides, the toy factor or the the recreational usage. They're becoming used for a lot of different things, like business wise things that are reducing a lot of risk, stopping people from climbing ladders and things like that. So that's cool. Hey, happy Colorado homestead. How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for popping in tonight. I'm doing quite well. We've got a good chat going. I'm not even sure how long we've been on here already. It's almost 10 after 9. We started at 8 o'clock. Probably go till about 10 or shortly after. My wife was saying last week. She says, "Wow, you're only supposed to be on for 2 hours, and you're on for like 2 hours and 20 minutes." I go, "Yeah, but get on here, start chatting with people, and it just makes things really. It makes time fly. It makes time fly." So I enjoy doing it and answering any questions you guys might have. I see we got Chasing Guns Outdoors. Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well this evening. We're supposed to be actually having tonight's theme was getting to know us better. I was hoping that somebody might have a little interest in knowing a little bit more about myself, or questions about maybe trips I've done before or something like that. But you know what? We've gone a different direction, and that's all cool. We're talking about drones tonight. I know I follow a few. Jessica would know it, and Wolfie and Jefferson, like Pusa Studios. We all kind of follow their live streams, and they seem to have a lot of guys on there that do drone stuff. Uh, I've checked out a bunch of their videos, and it's really really interesting to see it. Right, so maybe I should, if I want to learn more about drones and what kind to buy and what they can actually do and what some of the regulations are. YouTube, there's our tool, right? Learn how to do it. Anybody else got a beverage out there going tonight? What are we all drinking? Bet you there's a couple tea drinkers out there going right now. My prediction. I just caught that, Wolfie. Yeah. I won't say nothing. I won't tell Jefferson. Your secret is safe with me and everybody else on the chat tonight. So, attaboy, Jefferson. Cheers to you, buddy. I don't know if you've seen the beer I'm drinking. I'm drinking a Flying Monkeys Sparkle Puff, 10.2%. It's a triple IPA. Nice and hoppy and nice and smooth for a really strong beer. So, and I've been nursing it because it's a 10.2%. Bought a couple cans. Every time I go to the liquor store now, I walk out of there with like $70 worth of beer. I'll pick up maybe 12 or 14 cans. They're always tall cans, and they're always the craft brew IPA beers. Seems to be what I'm really into right now. So, and if you guys have local breweries in your area, check them out, man. They some of these guys make some really really good stuff. Still one of my favorites though. And if my buddy was on here from Beastly Ironworks, he'd get a kick out of this too. It's a beer called Get It the Fuck India. And it's a real play on words, just the way it's spelled out. And you'll probably see it in one of my videos there at my day camp. It took me like 10 tries to just pronounce it because I'm trying to read it and it doesn't pronounce the way it reads. But if you read it fast, get it the fuck India. And it's actually a really good beer too. So, everybody, I'd like you to meet my daughter Victoria. She's the one that's saying hi, Dad. Victoria Rogers, hi kid, how you doing? Her and her fiance, my future son-in-law Max, will come over tonight, and we always watch the show Survivor together. And tonight we watched 2 episodes before my live, just trying to get caught up on the season. But we've been watching that show ever since the first season. So, cool show. Any other Survivor freaks out there? Victoria Jefferson there saying hi. He's one of my he's one of my moderators. Somebody I see on a lot of chats. Jefferson and Jessica and my buddy Jim from down in Florida and Wolfie. Got a alternate outdoors. Yep, a lot of these people. And Victoria's the one that I am the father of the bride for. She's all happy. I know she's putting a lot of work into planning her wedding. If it were me, I would have eloped. But you guys are doing it right, and Mom and Dad are proud of you guys, so that's cool. Wolfie, I don't know if she'll ever be ready for the wedding. But I know she's putting a lot of time into it, so it's going to be a pretty cool evening. Very cool evening. She's having wedding and reception all in one place, which is cool. Jessica, you're a Survivor watcher too. You know what? What we do is we don't watch it live. We either PVR it or we'll watch it on a live stream through one of the channels that airs it down here. And basically, we watch 2 episodes in an hour and a half. So it cuts out all the commercials because you know what they're like with commercials. They can have 10. They'll show 5 minutes of show and 10 minutes of commercials. So we always like doing that. I like doing that with anytime I watch TV anymore. I'd rather record the show and cut out the commercials. And that's one thing why I'm not a huge fan of monetization on YouTube, because I hate the commercials. And the advertisers now are so smart. They put together a 5 second video or like a 5 second clip that gets the point across so that you don't have time to hit skip now. But that's, I guess, good for anybody that is monetized, because they're getting a whole commercial in and they're getting full credit for it. So yeah, cool stuff. Wolfie watches Survivor when he's at the cabin. Only 2 channels I get. So many options. Yeah. Yeah, Jessica, Victoria's my youngest daughter too. She's 22, and it's pretty cool that she got all her ducks in a row. And like I say, mom and dad are really proud of her because she has all her ducks in a row. She's doing things right. And she's got a great guy. If Max is listening, plug your ears, because I don't want you to hear that. But she's got a great guy. We love him. He comes from a good family, and we're very close with his family as well. And it really makes things quite nice that, we get together for every Friday night. We have bonfires at somebody's house in our little circle group there. And yeah, it's always casual fun where we just have bonfires, have a couple beers, listen to some music, shoot the shit, have a good time. I agree with Jefferson. Yeah, sometimes better with less options. Jessica says commercials are potty break times. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of potty breaks, it's funny because for 10 minutes before I go live, I make about 3 trips to the bathroom to make sure I don't have to excuse myself and pretend I'm going to get another beer or something. So it's funny. I was watching R5 Adventures, I think her live stream yesterday, and Crystal goes, "Oh, I got to go get myself something to drink." And I looked at my wife and said, "She's going for a pee." But she did come back with a Dr. Pepper, so that was cool. I don't know if any of you guys follow R5 Adventures, but she's got a pretty good stream going there. I know I see a bunch of you on there as well. So Max says he's heard of that. What has he heard of? What has he heard of? Yeah. Vicky's sending us little hearts. Thank you. Yeah, you make decent money from ads. I don't skip from. Yeah, you've just recently become monetized there, Tyler. How's your progress going with that? I'm not asking how much you make, but is it worth it? Like, are you, is it like you get pennies, or are you making dollars, or how's the deal there? I know I watched a couple of videos, and I've seen this one young girl that um, she, I think she said she made like $600, but her monetization showed that she made 2,800. So I'm not sure where all the rest went, or she didn't get paid all of it all at one time. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that you can make money with this stuff. Years ago, we used to have my wife and I owned a website called Niagara Wedding Helper. And basically, it was an online bridal directory, and within the bridal directory, we had Google AdSense ads. And I know from that, we would make a couple $100 American each month that would go into our vacation fund. So that there, it kind of made it worthwhile. But we've long since sold that part of the business because I have the other business here that takes up all our time and attention, and that kind of went by like the wayside. But kind of hurt when all of a sudden you lose, a couple $100 a month American, which really was your fund money for each time you wanted to go on a trip or something. So I say I wouldn't mind being monetized. It'll happen when I get there. Um, but I think it'd probably take about 3 years to make up for the amount of time that us as YouTubers and creators put into doing our videos and doing live streams. Like, how many videos are we actually doing and getting nothing for, right? It takes time. You guys shoot a video. You don't just shoot and put the video up. Some people might, but we want to edit it. We want to put music in it. We want to do some little special effects. All takes time. I can go out and do a day camp video, and it'll take me 4 hours, 5 hours, like boom, gone. And before you know it, it's bedtime, but I still have to finish editing and posting, and then just trying to upload it there with all your tags and your descriptions and blah blah blah. Yeah, this YouTube stuff is a lot of work, but it's addictive. Yeah, Jimmy, you make the, and you need to go, man, because I see you always drinking your Red Bulls and the juice bottles that all your people are bringing you stuff there. It's like hopefully you got a bathroom close to your stall over there at the flea market. Yeah, you're right, Jessica. You gotta go. You gotta go. All right. It's not like some of the people at the casino that wear diapers so they can keep sitting at the blackjack table all night. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, you know what? If I had to go pee, I'd excuse myself. I don't think the wife would want me mopping the floor or making a mess on the floor down here. Wow, that's awesome there, Tyler. So, yeah, YouTube takes 45%. So far, you're about 200 US in a month. Well, you know what? Before you know it, there you'll be buying yourself all the best of gear, right? That's pretty cool. And did I see right? Do you have a photography business or something? Yeah, Northern Bash. You know what? It does have a big following. Like I say, bushcraft is only really a part of what I do. Um, I was mentioning earlier. I don't know if you're in the chat at that time, but my 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 main thing, like as much as I like getting out and practicing my bushcrafting skills are basically done so that I can use them skills when I go on canoe trips. Um, I also do in the summertime. Last summer I didn't do so much because I had bought a new boat and I was doing a lot of family boating and stuff. Vicky could attest to that. But I, you know, I do a lot of, or used to do a lot of mountain biking. Sorry, I got a leg cramp going here. Used to do well. I do a lot of mountain biking. Used to race pretty competitive. I was no championship rider or anything, but used to do a lot of 24-hour and 8-hour endurance races and stuff like that on my mountain bike. Then I all of a sudden one day it just turned on me. I said, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm killing myself. I'm 50, well, almost 55 years old. I'm gonna take a step back, and then I just got into recreational mountain biking, road riding on my bike. But of late, I've been spending a lot of time, well, in the summertime, anyways, spending a lot of time on my boat, doing some fishing and just relaxing and enjoying, you know, the time on the water with the boat. I like doing things with my wife, and the fact that like I had a motorcycle, she enjoyed riding on the back of the bike, but we couldn't get out that often, and we used the boat a lot more. So I sold the motorcycle, bought a nice boat, and we seem to go out and have a lot more fun on the water. Um, my daughter's uh, my daughter's future family, her in-laws, they have a boat as well. So we get out together. We do boat camping. We'll go out up on the Niagara River and just float down the river, tie the boats together, and crank on the tunes and just kick back, chill, maybe jump in the water for a swim and jump back in the boat, maybe do a bit of fishing. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Chasing guns outdoors. Yeah, I've been following you too, my friend. Oh, what did I miss, Jessica? What don't you need to know? I assume that's probably still got to do with the P videos or the P talk. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're talking about the blackjack at the tables. We got a couple casinos in the area, and we know people that work there, and we hear stories about it all the time where people don't want to give up their seat at the craps table or the blackjack table or whatever poker table, and yeah, they wear diapers and they just let it go, just let it go, get that warm sensation for a few minutes. Great advice on the blackjack. Yeah, I've never been much of a gambler. I think my biggest prize I've ever won is every day I don't gamble, so I don't lose it, and that's winning to me. So Occasionally, I'll play a lottery. If we do go to a casino, my wife and I will not ashamed to admit it. We'll take $20. We'll put it in the machine, and we'll take turns pulling a slot. We have fun with that for as long as we can, and once that's gone, then we'll move on to something else. But usually we'll go to the casino just to take in the buffet. We just recently, back in November, went to Las Vegas, and the whole week in the 4 or 5 days that we were down in Vegas, we probably didn't spend between the two of us $100 in the machines. And usually that's just you walk by a machine, you got a loonie or well, not a loonie, but a dollar bill, and you drop it in the machine. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. You just keep walking, right? We went there just to see what it was like. It's like a big adult playground. Vegas is pretty cool. Yeah, you know what, Tyler? I'm with you on that. It's funny. I go to my day camp too, and I get there, and you everything you do when you're shooting a video at your day camp, every single thing you do, you're thinking to yourself in the back of your mind, should I be recording this? Should I be recording this? And then you're setting up scenes, and sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's a bit of a pain in the ass, right? Or you'll do something and go, geez, I wish I had the camera going. But yeah, so I'll go out and I'll collect, like, for one of my videos that's a half hour long, I'll collect 2 hours worth of footage, and of course you don't want to see all the crap going on in the background, so you're selective and you edit out what you don't think you need, and yeah, you just kind of trudge along with that, right? But yeah, it's hard sometimes where you know you get that clip where you're going along, it seems relevant, and then you have a lag, and then you do something or say something that you think you need to keep in, so you keep that part in there. Editing is fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy editing it and then watching it to see how it turns out. So that's cool. And like I said, I try to learn something new every single time that I do this. Yeah, the boat is definitely better than the motorcycle. I miss my motorcycle. I had a really nice bike. It was just a Yamaha, but it was an older Yamaha. It was a 2005, and I bought it. Only had 1,200 miles on it when I bought it, but the bike was like 10 years old already. So it was a long story to that bike, but it was a really nice bike in mint shape. The guy that bought it off me, he drove it away with the biggest smile on his face, and I don't blame him. It was a nice motorcycle. What do we got here? The last cruise you went on, yeah, yeah. What cruise was that? Where'd you go, Jim? Oh my God, I've been having a touring bike ever since. Yeah, Wolfie, you ride a motorcycle. What kind of motorcycle you got? Remember seeing you saying that in the one live feed that we were on or something, or you were saying that hard for you to get around with your dogs because you got a motorcycle. So, Dan Heights Armory. What camera do you use for outdoor filming? If you're asking me that, they're chasing guns. I've really got a cheap setup. I was mentioning earlier, I got a $60 uh, action camera, similar to a GoPro. It's not a GoPro, and I only use it in situations where, like, if it's raining or snowing, or I know it's going to get wet or banged around. But my other two cameras are just basically a couple of cheap Canon point and shoot. One's a 22 megapixel, the other one's a 20 megapixel, and it's kind of hard to shoot with them sometimes. If you watch some of my videos, you'll see my head looks like this, or you'll see this, and the reason being is because there's no screen on the front of it so I could see. So I'm always guessing as to my shot. I'm trying to make sure that the lens is pointed like right in my direction, and that's where a lot of my editing skills come in, because I'll go and I'll start recording and I go run in front of the camera, and then I'm looking at the camera and go, oh, that thing looks like it's pointing down at my nuts. Maybe I better go over and shoot that thing up a bit. So I'll go over and I'll adjust it up based on what's in the background. I'll go run over again and go, nope, that looks like it's too high now. So it's kind of a shoot and miss with it. And I only try to keep the shots where they are good and they've got me full frame like we are here now. But yeah, just a couple of cheap cannons. But you know what? I am ultimately surprised at the quality, one, of the video that I get from them, and the sound quality, even at a distance. If I could be 20 or 30 feet away from the camera itself, and you'll notice that the sound, I could be speaking, and I'm not mic'd up, or I don't have any wireless mics or anything like that, and it picks up my sound as long as I'm speaking clear. And I'm not the best speaker, as you could probably notice from this live stream, but you know, it picks up sound, it picks up voice really well. If you look at the last video I just did, the workday at the day camp, uh, it's almost overpowering the sound of the frogs, or the spring peepers as they call them. But the frogs just chirping in the background there, they were so loud that day that it almost drowned me out a few times when I was speaking. So the camera does take pretty good video, and it does good sound as well. But the one thing I notice is that it could be finicky with light. Um, if I do indoor shots and you got like halogen lights above on the ceilings or something, I get these big Darth or like lifesaver streaks going down, light streaks that go down across. So it is what it is. I work best with what I got. One day, if I'm making thousands of dollars on YouTube, which I highly doubt, I will then at that time invest in some better quality camera stuff. But on that note, I know a lot of creators out there are in the same boat I am. They don't have ultra high expensive materials. I was at the Outdoor Adventure Show, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Kevin Callan, the Happy Camper. He's renowned. He's an author of canoe route books here in Ontario, and he's quite well known in the canoeing community. And at the show that I was at, he had just a cheap little camera as well. I think it's the same type that my buddy Rick had there. I can't remember the name of it. But it looks like a little tube, and that's what he uses to shoot all his videos with, or at least from what I've seen. But you know, not everybody has to have the big Canons, Nikons, Sonys, all these mirrorless technologies and stuff. It's money. You know, do I want to spend it on that or something else that's more important, right? Sorry, I've been rambling here. What have I missed? Okay, so Jimmy, his cruise was on the Bahamas. It was fun. Wolfie's riding a Yamaha 1300 Ventura Royale. Those are really nice bikes. Mine was a Yamaha V-Star 1100 Silverado Edition, 2005. Really nice bike. I like the Yamahas. I'm not fancy on the Cowies or Suzuki's, and you know what? Harleys are nice, but they're overrated, overpriced, and it's just a culture thing, right? So it's an 87. Yeah. Jeff, reviews for you. Hey all, thanks for popping in, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for you snuck in there while I was sort of rambling on. Appreciate you taking the time out of your night. Just a few of us are enjoying some beverages. Hope you got something cold to drink or hot to drink, and sit back, relax, and take in some of the gibberish. That was to you, by the way. What do we got here? In the woods. Custom built sidecar for the dog, which I now need to modify for 3 dogs. That's cool. You know what? Motorcycles with sidecars are cool. I seen one the other day. But usually, it's funny because usually when you see a motorcycle with a sidecar anymore, they're usually an old vintage motorcycle. So that's pretty cool that you got it on more of a modern bike. At least you didn't turn it into a trike, right? Yeah. Jeff's reviews. Everybody's welcoming you to the house there, Jeff. Thanks for popping in again. Tyler, you know what? The Nikon 5300 is the one I was looking at, or one that I wouldn't mind getting. I imagine you bought that new for this. I know Tyler, everybody, is one of these guys. He's taking this pretty serious. He's going, as they say, balls to the wall, right? He's getting all the gear. He's getting the camera stuff, and he's getting out there and using it. So that's cool. It's good to see you out there partaking and enjoying nature at its best, right? I have a question for you though, Tyler. Since you don't have questions for me, I'll have a question for you. Uh, the property, like where your day camp uh, is that private land? Is that something you're granted permission? And what is in the background? I was watching your last video where you were building your shelter wall, and I noticed that it looks like there's like a warehouse or a greenhouse or something along that lines, and way in the background there, see the white lines. What is that? I'm just curious. See, I do watch your stuff. I take note on this stuff. Good question, Jessica. Good question. I've seen dogs, but they got little leather bomber helmets on, and then the goggles, tongue hanging out. That would be my dog. That would be Molly. I don't know if you, Jessica, if you've ever seen my dog in any of my videos. Molly, cute little Springer Spaniel. She's the one in my logo up here, right there. I got to get used to this, but Molly's an awesome dog, and she would enjoy that. She would really enjoy that. She likes getting right up there and sort of propping up and checking things out. Her ears would be flopping in the wind. Wolfie, you need to find a buddy that's into leather crafting. Buy him $100 worth of leather and let him have at it. Make you up some really cool ones. Make them look like those vintage World War II bomber style helmets. That'd be pretty cool. But actually, you know what? You'd probably your dogs are big. You would probably have to have $200 worth of leather. Frosty Dog had several sets of doggles, so all three now will have a set. How do they like that? How do you like them putting goggles onto your head? Hey guys, don't forget. Awesome, be awesome if you could hit that thumbs up button for me. I'm at 10. Let's see if we can get up to 20 before this thing's over. Does anybody know of anybody that's having a live stream tonight? Maybe we can go do a raid on them or something. I've never done a raid. Well, I participated in a raid, but I've never actually done one from my live feed, so that'd be pretty cool. Maybe somebody will return the favor one day and inundate me with all kinds of texts. Didn't miss much there, Jim. We're just, like I say, we're still just chatting. We're talking about Wolfie. He's got a sidecar on his motorcycle, and Jessica asked him if he has any helmets for the dogs for safety, and he said no, they're too expensive. So maybe you would know somebody that might sell doggy helmets. He already knows of some place where you can get doggles. You don't have to, Jessica. You can take that back if you want. To me, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. I say I've been really enjoying this ride. You know the whole ride of this YouTube thing. Seeing some of the people that have started right around the same time as me. Some of you that are like right around the same amount of subscribers as me. Uh, you know, you look at guys like Jim from Knight's Armory there, Tyler from Tyler Wood. Both these guys have just crushed that thousand subscriber mark. You guys both started about the same time that I did, and truly and sincerely, I'm happy. I sent Jim a text, or not a text, but an email yesterday, and I was just so happy for him, man. The guy's got some really cool videos. I like his style. He's a stand up dude, and just makes me happy to see people that I'm following reaching milestones and reaching them quickly. You know, that's pretty cool, and it's to me it's a testament to say that you know if you're crushing numbers that quickly, you're obviously doing something correct. You're doing something right, and people like your style. Like I watch your videos. I see Jim's he's doing another giveaway video right now. You're cleaning your shop. I haven't watched the video yet. I've seen the title. I gotta watch it maybe tonight, but I gotta get my ass in on that giveaway there and see if I can't win me a Knight's Armory knife. One of them fancy, if that's what you're giving away. I have no idea. But thanks, Jessica. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you necessary, Jim. Like I say, dude, you're the kind of guy that if I ever come down to Florida, and Jacksonville's like kind of the entry point of coming into Florida for any time I've been down there, anyways. Um, I would definitely look you up, man. I'd probably stop by the flea market on a Sunday just to surprise the hell out of you. You'd look at me and go, "Damn, you look familiar. Where do I know you from?" Canoehound. That'd be cool. Yep. Frosty was okay with the doggos. He got sick of them, and he would use the edge of the windshield to push them up his forehead. You know, my dog too. It's funny how dogs some dogs just don't like that shit on their heads. We take Molly in to get we I call it taking her to the spa. Basically, we take her to the dog spa so she can get trimmed because she's got hair and fur, right? And when the hair gets too long, she starts looking really mangy, and she looks about 30 pounds heavier. So we take her to the spa, and when she comes back, she's all like jacked right up because now she's all light and airy. She's got half her hair's gone, and they always put on this little bandana thing. And being a girl dog, they usually put a girly one on. And my wife always teases me. She says, "I'm going to get her nails painted red or pink or something." I go, "Like hell you are." I got to take that dog out in public. But yeah, it's funny how Molly will appease us. She'll leave that bandana on for a day or two, and finally she's just had enough, and she loses it somehow. So dogs just don't like having stuff like that on them. And because of that point, I've been really leery. Always wanted to get my dog a doggy backpack for when we do our canoe trips, so that one, she could carry her own little blanket that she's going to sleep on or whatever, collapsible dog bowl, and her dog treats and dog food. Right? Why do I have to carry it? It's her food, right? But I've always been leery on buying that because I don't know how she's going to like it first off, and then we get to the end of a portage, and she's just going to jump in the water with this thing on and soak everything she's got. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe one day I'll invest the $70 in buying one and take a chance. If she don't like it, maybe I'll put it on a future son-in-law. Yes, Max, that's you if you're listening. Jimmy, you got a 91 Harley. Harley what? Don't say Davidson either. Which model you need? And you need to work on it. Yeah, you know what? I've never seen a Harley that doesn't need work. Whether the thing is pristine and brand new, I think the motors just shake the shit out of everything, and before you know it, it loosens every bolt up on the damn things. But I almost bought about 4 years ago. I almost bought was a Harley Ultra Glide, one of the RHOs, one of their special edition ones. Um, But when I told the wife it was like $21,000 for a used bike, she said, "We need to do the driveway first." Yes, dear. So that was the end of that. But I was quite happy with my Yamaha. So some of the Jap crap, yeah, someone already won it, but still watch it. Oh, okay. So that video was just a quickie giveaway. That's all right. I will still watch it, of course. So, Jim, you got some really unique ways of editing. Give us a couple pointers. I notice you do a lot of these effects where you go like this, whoop, and you take up the whole screen, right? And then you pull something else away, and you do all kinds of neat little special effects like that. How do you do that? Is that just worked into the program, and then you just think about doing something like that, or how does that all come about? Like I said, I really like the style, and I wouldn't mind checking out and trying a few things. Because, like I say, I try to learn something new with every single edit I do, and I'll be doing the same with the OBS now too. So, Jessica's dog's got an attitude problem. Hopefully, it's a good attitude, not a bad attitude. Jimmy, thanks for popping out, my friend. Much appreciated. You keep up the good work. I will definitely check out your video tonight. And trust me, my friend, one day we will be tipping a couple cold beers together. If I don't see you throughout the week on online or something, I'll be checking you out on Sunday there. I don't know if you're doing a special Easter edition at the at the flea market there at the knife shop, but if you do, I'll be taking a bit of it in. Poor Max, lol. Yeah, poor Max. All right, he's Max is a good kid. I don't mind Maxwell. He's the son. He's the son I'll never have. It's funny. My daughter, I nicknamed her George because she's the son I never had. I've got two daughters. I got a house full of girls. The dogs, uh, female. I think our three goldfish are all females. So, and that's why Dennis goes canoeing. Wolfie says, as Dennis knows, up here Harleys are just another import, so nothing special, just dang expensive. Yes, they are. Harleys are expensive, and you know what? You're paying for the name. Like I say though, I don't mind Harleys. I've just never. I guess my Harley is my new canoe that I'm getting. Right. Uh, everybody has something that tickles their fancy, and to me it's must be watercraft because I've got a boat. I've got now two canoes and two kayaks. Got three tubes for the boat. Yeah, I have many different ways of being on the water for sure. Yeah, Wolfie. Yeah, Jim's edits are certainly awesome. He does some cool stuff, and I love his logo. His logo is probably one of the best logos I've seen on YouTube by far. The skull with the big Jim beard, right, and a couple of knives going across, and then his theme music just seems to fit it perfect there. So if anybody is not familiar with Knight's Armory, go check it out for sure, man, because he's got some real style there. Babe wants me to turn him 24/7. Tummy rubs and M&Ms and marshmallows. Yeah, you know what? My dog's a suck too. There, Jessica. It's all she does. She wants to either be up against you and cuddling, or she's laying on her back with her paws up and the legs out and just rub the belly, rub the belly. She our dog is spoiled. She gets more love than, well, I guess you can't say that, more love than any dog should ever get. But no, she's definitely not an abused dog. That's for sure. Well, past production, I have to plan ahead in every little edit. Sometimes I forget, and the edit doesn't work out. Night, Jimmy. Jefferson, no, I don't have a jet ski. That's one thing I have never had. Jet ski or a skidoo or a snowmobile. Uh, I I wouldn't be opposed to having a jet ski, but there again, I like the versatility of a boat because I do like to get out there and fish. But I with my boat, it's a Legend XTR 16 with a 90 horse Mercury on it, and it's a get up and go boat. Like the thing will like get up to about 42 miles an hour on the thing, or on the water on the thing, and it's outfitted for fishing. It's outfitted for play. It's got stereo. It's got a full bimmy top that like completely enclosed in the back, and it's a runabout, but it's a really fun boat. I really enjoy it. It's something within my style, but I could honestly see myself, and don't laugh, but I could honestly see myself in about 3 or 4 years, maybe getting rid of that boat and buying a small pontoon boat. Just because when I'm on the water, I don't have to really go fast. Water scares me. I don't know if you guys caught the story there a couple of lives ago, but I had an accident on the water a year and a half ago, um, being pulled behind the tube, an inner tube that you pull behind a boat, where I actually wiped out, did a couple of somersaults in the air, come down on my left rib cage once and bounced off the water like a rock, and then I hit the ground again, or not the ground, but the water again, and I shattered three ribs and dislocated one. And it had me out of commission for, if any of you have ever broken ribs, it had me out of commission for, gosh, 7, 8, 9 weeks. It was probably 3 months before I could actually lay in my bed. I slept sitting up on my lazy boy for for 3 months. So going fast on the water doesn't really thrill me too much. Water is too hard when you hit it going fast. So yeah, not cool, not cool at all. But I'm back to it. I'm back at it. It didn't stop me. Last summer I was back on the inner tube again, behind the boat. I just held on a little tighter. Yeah. No jet skis. Those things they're cool, but yeah, if I wiped out and I hit the water, I'd probably be scared shitless. Jimmy, get the hell out of here, man. We're not talking about you anymore. No, you can stick around as long as you want, man. Love having you around. Shannon, how you doing? You were in earlier, weren't you? I thought I seen you in earlier there, popping in and out. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, all of us. I like the way that we kind of got a little niche or a little group here. Eh? We all follow each other on a lot of other live feeds, and it's really cool and interesting to see. But it's really nice to see that who your true supporters are. Right now, we got 12 people in, and I think I've seen every one of you in feeds that I follow all the time, and like I say, I really appreciate the support, and I would definitely support back with you guys if you had a live stream going. And hopefully, like I say, this OBS studio thing is working out well. It's I want to play with it a bit. Like I say, once I get figured out how to do a collaboration with two of us or three of us on here, we could do the Brady Bunch thing. We could do 6 or 9 little squares on here. We could have a whole bunch of us and have a whole chat session. It's cool to see you guys and see your texting, but it'd be really cool to actually see you and hear you besides what we see on your videos. So cleaning and listening. Well, you know what? That helps my view time for sure there, Shannon. It's nice to get the hours. It's pretty cool when if you check your analytics after, well, not right after the feed, but a couple days after the feed, and you see your view time hours jump like by 14 or 15 hours. That's pretty cool. I've been kind of keeping track. Right now I'm sitting at around, what was it today, 820 hours of view time over the last year. And when I'm viewing that, I kind of gauge myself. How long did it take me to get from 700 to 800 or 600 to 700? And the 700s I flew through. I think I was only 7 days or 8 days, and I know it has a lot to do with the live feeds because the live feeds count towards your view time hours. So any view time I'm getting here is really beneficial and helpful. So if you have friends or other accounts you want to just play in the background, go for it. Really surprised Glenn and Maureen haven't been on from Cabin Life. Glenn usually pops his head in once in a while to say hi. And Steph too, my buddy Steph. Jefferson, what do you do to pass time on? Are you an outdoorsman or what's your gig, man? I'm just looking at your thing now here, Jefferson. Like, you got no videos, yet you got 511 subscribers. That's you got more subscribers than I have, and you don't post any videos. That's awesome. Oh, where'd my feed go here? I lost my chat. There it is. Who we got in the house right now? I'm gonna do like Pusa Studios. I'm gonna go through our whole rundown of participants right now. Right now we have Canoehound Adventures, In the Woods with Wolfie, Jefferson Einstein, Jessica Smith, Knights Armory, Simply Shannon, and Tyler Wood. So I see. I'm seeing 1, 2. I'm seeing 7. Yet it says 12 are watching right now. I want to know who the other 3 are. unless maybe they don't show because maybe they have their identity hidden, right? So it's caught. You know what? Every time I come on this YouTube stuff, I learn something new as well. It's there's always something that's different. 40 below. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, you weren't in the list. Hi, 40 below. And Canadian Bass and my buddy Ricky's still here. What are you doing tonight, Ricky? You got the kids tonight? Jessica, have you ever met 40 below? There are our fine feathered friends from up in the North Pole. They live with Santa Claus, and they have elves that do their yard work for them. You need to say something on the chat to show in the list. Okay, didn't know that. See, there you go. Learn something else again. In the woods, 40 below. Define professional, Wolfie. Still here listening. Northern bass fishing. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Yeah, Jessica, Canadian Bass, and he's a good friend of mine. He actually he works for a friend of mine that's located in the same plaza where I have my business. And Rick and I have gotten to be pretty good friends over the years. And yeah, we try to get out fishing. He's been on a canoe trip with me, and he outfishes me all the time when he thinks he does. But I don't show him. I always let the big ones go. I don't like to brag in front of him. So yeah, Shannon, I need some elves to pull my weeds too. My wife has been on me. She says because she's getting ready or she's preparing for our daughter's bridal shower this summer, and she really wants the yard to look nice and she wants everything to look good. Of course, don't blame her. But the one thing I have never ever ever been is a good lawn keeper. Um, we actually have a lawn care company that takes care of our lawn because I work all day and I never have time. And when I do have time to do it, I don't want to do it, so I can get out and play, right? And but our lawn, we have really sandy soil, so it's hard to keep our grass watered. And I refuse to pay a water bill to have green grass that I have to cut. So we got a shitty looking lawn. We got more crabgrass and dandelions than we do actual grass, I think. But I promised her that I would get the grass looking nice and green, and so that's going to involve Canoehound or me, Dennis, getting out there and spreading out some weeds or some seeds and some fertilizer, and maybe do a bit of watering to keep the grass green this year. So, and of course our dog, because of our dog, we got all these nice little brown patches around the lawn, right? So, yeah. In the woods of Wolfie, you're a professional trapper. Sure as heck ain't no expert. Did I miss it? I asked Einstein what he does there for shits and giggles. Did I miss it? Just walk around the woods basically when you don't work. Well, that's cool. You know what? I say I'd much rather, much rather be outdoors. And you know what? I don't know about you guys and where you guys are all located, but we finally this spring had today being a warm day. I think it hit about 17 Celsius, which is probably like, in the mid 60s um, Fahrenheit. But yeah, we had a beautiful day today. And of course, I got to spend it all day in my shop. But once I got out there, I didn't even put the jacket on. And I seen my daughter and my future son-in-law when they were at the house here today. They were wearing shorts, and I was almost jealous. So hopefully we'll be getting into that there where we can start getting rid of the blue jeans and the socks and put on the sandals and the shorts, right? And get the Casper, the friendly ghost-looking legs turned into something really nice and sun-bronzed. Becoming a professional at spaying cats. Spraying cats with water. Yeah, hate it when cats come and shit in my garden. You get rid of those things. I don't know if I'd be spraying. Well, yeah, water's about the worst I would spray at them. Okay. Pulling weeds sure does get old fast. You know what, Jefferson? If I pulled my weeds in my house or in my yard, I wouldn't have any plant life in my yard. Like I say, my lawn is 90% weeds, if not more. I almost think I should start at the beginning and just have a company come in and take all the top surface off, back down to the topsoil, put down some enriched topsoil to cover up that sandy loam base, and then put all new sod down. But you know what? It would probably only die on me anyways because I hate taking care of my lawn. This year the rains, the weeds are out of control. Yeah, you know what? We've having a shit ton of rain here too. Tomorrow we're supposed to go on our annual Good Friday hike with a bunch of friends, and of course the forecast is calling for torrential downpours down here. So not sure what's going to happen there. All I know is I got good rain gear, but I don't know about everybody else. But if it rains, if it's raining too much in the morning, I'll probably just the family will probably just forego the hike, and I'll stay home and finish some of the renovations that we're doing right now on the laundry room and the hallway and the bathroom. I want to get that done so we get our house back in order and get rid of all the dust in here. Renovations are the worst. I hate doing renovations. I like the end result, but I hate the renovation. So, even when you pull weeds, make sure you get the roots. Yeah, always got to get the roots there. It was a great day across southern and eastern Ontario. So warm. Yep. Yeah, it was. You know, I probably asked you this a whole bunch of times, Wolfie. You, where are you from? Are you from the London area? Jessica got rid of the socks. Got the toenails all painted up. And put them into your sandals, right? Well, Jefferson, I urge you to get out there and do that. Get out there and do some camping and fishing. That's all awesome. I know I have got the itch so bad. I've been talking to a couple friends there about going up with me next weekend towards Algonquin, but the damn ice is still there. I can't believe how much snow and how much ice they got up north. It's just it's dumbfounding. When I went back in January ice fishing, we were ogging through 28 to 30 inches of ice. That's crazy. Like that was kind of early in the season. The fact that they ended up in some places with almost 40 inches of ice on Calendar Bay, like up on Lake Nipissing. That's crazy. Like guys were burying their augers right down to the motors and having to put extenders on their augers just to get through to the water. So yeah, it's going to take a while, but at least water levels will be up this year. I hope. Be able to shoot some extra rapids that we wouldn't normally be able to shoot because the water will stay high for a while. I know my cat. All cats are demonic. I'm not a cat person for sure. I don't mind other people's cats, and for some reason, as much as I'm not a cat lover, cats love me. I they they must sense that I don't want them around, so they just come to piss me off, right? So they'll jump up on my lap, they'll kind of rub their tail on me, rub their head on me, purring, jump up on my neck. It's like, get out of here. You're under. Are you a contractor or something, Jefferson? I don't mind doing renovations if it's in somebody's house, somebody else's house. I just find them when you're doing renovations for yourself, they're so they just take things over, right? You know, they're inconveniencing. I guess that's a word you can call it, but yeah. Oh, Wolfie, you're from Trenton. Okay. My aunt and uncle lived in Trenton when they were stationed up there at the at the Air Force Base. Up by Maddock on Highway 7 when at the cabin. Cool. I remember one time in Trenton at the dam. My dad and I were fishing there. This is years and years ago when we got to visit my aunt and uncle there when they were stationed there. Um, we were fishing on one of the piers or one of the pillars at the base of the dam, and my dad caught probably one of the biggest walleye I've ever seen in my life. The thing had to be, well, because I'm telling the story, the thing had to be probably a 12 or 14 pounder. It was a monster. But he caught the thing and he got it right up to the base of the dam, but he couldn't get the thing. We couldn't get it up because we had no long net. And eventually the thing just rolled and rolled, floating on top of the water, rolled and rolled, and then the hook popped out and the thing just floated down and then it disappeared. It took off. And some of the people that were around were watching my dad fight this fish. And I remember we asked the one guy, he had a long net, like a net with like a pool skim net pole, the extendable ones. And he had that on his thing. And you think he would lend my dad that net to try and scoop it up? He'd have nothing of it. I don't know if he was pissed off that my dad caught a big fish or what it was, but yeah, but we would have let the thing go anyways. We weren't there to catch a fish to eat it or clean it or kill it or anything. But it would have been nice just to get it up there and get a picture or whatever. Back then they didn't have cell phones to get pictures, but yeah, the guy was a real PR. Let's put it that way. And I have to wear closed-toe shoes at work. Hate socks, so as soon as it weren't enough, socks had to go. Yep. Yeah, I was telling my wife that the other day, Jessica. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to lose the socks and the blue jeans. Once summer hits, I won't see a pair of long pants except for when I'm canoeing. Just because I got like the zip-off pants, the leg zip-off. I wear them so that my legs don't get totally burnt when I'm sitting in a canoe, because I'm one of them people, I don't tend to put on suntan lotion far enough, and the inside of my knees always burn. So I'll come home and my knees will be totally red. The rest of my legs on the outside, because they face down in a canoe with the way you sit in a canoe, totally white. So it looks really canoeer's tan, really real farmerish, right? Time we got here? We got 10:05. You know what? So we've been on here over 2 hours now. Yeah, one great place to fish. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back there one day. Is that Bay of Quinte up that way? I'm not really good with my geography and stuff, but isn't Bay of Quinte out that way type of thing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Has anybody been popping around here to see if anybody else has a live feed going? Because if they do, maybe we could all go over there and pop our heads in and do one of those Canoehound raids or something like that. That'd be cool. Be a great way to end off the video tonight. I get my most tan inside the greenhouses where I work. Cool. They get pretty warm in there in the summertime, eh? They always got the fans going and stuff. What do you grow at the greenhouses? I can't believe my Sparkle Puff is lasting me 2 hours. I should be drinking more water. Yeah, Bay of Quinte, Trent River, started the Trent Severn Waterway. Yeah, I thought so. I know you guys are pretty renowned for the walleye fishing through the ice in the summertime, in the wintertime. But I understand the perch are starting to really get pretty big out there too. So I got to plan a trip up there. I've always wanted to go up that way ice fishing in the wintertime. But we always seem to end up in Calendar Bay and North Bay, and every time I go there, I say I'm not going back because of the stupid regulations and limits they have on the fish. You go up there, you spend $300-400 for a weekend of ice fishing, staying in an ice hut, and all your bait and your food and your booze, and you're driving there and back, and the time off of work and stuff. and you can't bring any fish home due to the regulations and the sizes, right? All the ones that used to be the keepers that they wanted you to keep, you now have to throw back, and you have to keep the ones that should be the ones that are breeders, being over 25 inches. I don't know if it's any different on Bay of Quinte, but I'd still like to get out there and check it out. Not to mention, I wouldn't mind getting out there for some fall walleye as well, trolling with the boat. That'd be pretty cool too. Warm roasting. We're a full-scale retail wholesale business. Cool. I've got being in Niagara Peninsula here, Jessica. We have a lot of greenhouse, and now with legalization of pot in Canada or in Ontario, anyways, it's all of Canada. Yeah, a lot of our greenhouses here now are have been converted over to grow houses for marijuana, regulated grow houses. And I guess all these people or all these companies that have bought into growing marijuana now find it easier to just take over an existing greenhouse because they don't have to go through all the permits of building and all that stuff. But it's really funny because I'm on the well, in Ontario here, I'm in an area that's called the Green Belt, and it's an area where they're limiting the amount of growth of residential areas to preserve natural habitat and all this stuff, right? And greenland and green space. But you go out on any given day, and if the wind's heading in the right direction, we've got so many grow ops in our area here that all you smell is pot. You smell marijuana just wafting through the air, right? So it's out there, and but I also have friends that own greenhouse companies here in Niagara. One of which specializes in poinsettias at Christmas time. They potted plants, of course, for the summer, but they're probably one of their biggest crops are shamrocks, um, and like actual shamrocks in different varieties. And I know they ship these things all over Canada and the U.S., so they've got a really big greenhouse, and that's one of their buffer crops there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I know it is there, Wolfie. It's fishing is pretty big in that area. You know what? I I I do a lot of fishing. I guess you could say I do quite a bit of fishing. Am I professional? By all means, no. Um, but when I do go fishing, and I do it because a lot of the guys I hang out with fish. But I could go out there and I could throw, I could, I could fish, and if I get bored with it, I'll just stop. It don't matter to me. But my buddies will continue on. It doesn't matter. I just like being out there. But nothing like catching a nice big fish. I think the biggest fish I caught last summer was a 15 pound lake trout on the Niagara River doing some drift fishing for rainbow trout. That day we caught 6 rainbows that were keepers, which went really nice on the smoker. And then I caught the 15-pound laker, which I ended up keeping and giving to my best friend's wife, who absolutely loves cooking different kinds of fish. Right? She's she's a Filipino woman, and she really she utilizes the whole fish. The head. She makes like as gross as it sounds, fish head soup. But yeah, no, and they cooked that up, and they said they really enjoyed it. So it's all cool stuff. I love it. Fishing's fun. I enjoy it, but fishing there again is not my mainstay. So I don't know much about fishing, honestly. Yeah, okay, we used to have Canadian customer. Maybe we still do. I'm not on that end of it. My company would do that if Minnesota would just legalize already. Yeah, for sure. So you're Minnesota area. So you're north of where I am actually too. So you must still have, or are you still losing or in the thaw session right now with your snow? Because I know Minnesota and Minneapolis gets a lot of snow being in northern U.S. Need some fertilizer, yeah. Yeah, you know what? You catch the garbage fish for that there, Wolfie, and use them for the fertilizer or anything that you clean from fish. If you like fish, we when I go out with my buddy Sean, we'll go out on Lake Erie, and it's not often, but when we do go out, we like to go out for perch. And the perch on Lake Erie, you've got a limit of 50 per man with the fishing license that we have. And each time we go out, we come back with a shitload. And usually, the only reason why we might not come back with our limit, because when you get on a school there, you're pulling them in like double headers at a time. But when you do catch that many fish, if you don't come back with your limit, it's only because you run out of bait, right? So, and some people will say, well, you can use the eyeball of a fish. And it's like, I haven't got the heart to do that. They're already suffering enough when you pull them up from 65 feet of water. But then you got to go back and you got to clean your fish, and that's where you would definitely benefit from having those carcasses for your fertilizer. So, well, it's good to see the snow is disappearing up around there. I'd like to come up around that area. So I've only been to Minnesota once, and that was years ago when I worked in a factory and we had to go there and do a repair on a botch or on a bad batch of parts that were produced at the factory I worked at. So, but I didn't get to see the area or do anything. We just basically flew there, did our work, stayed overnight, caught the plane the next day back home again. So, yeah, chubs and mudcats, chubs and mudcats. Well, you know what, guys? We got it's 10:15. Canoehound goes to bed. Well, I don't have to go to bed early tonight because I don't have to work tomorrow. Yay! Get to go hopefully on a hike. Hopefully it'll stay dry. But yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for the night. Just want to thank you guys for coming on out there and putting up with my bannering here and stuff like that. Got a lot planned here for the future. I want to, like I say, get into some live collabs, and I'd love to get some of you people on here and having little chit chats with me, and we can grow our channels together. That would be awesome. I'm going to sign out for now, get a couple videos up, hopefully this week at some point, one being the hike tomorrow. Getting ready for my 500 subscriber giveaway. That video I hope to have up posted, and then I've also got a review video coming up soon for that cutlery set that I got from a company out of the UK called High Tensile. They sent it to me to do a review on. Pretty cool set. I have a couple of things I really like about it and a couple small things that I kind of irked me about it, but you know what, there's always good and bad with everything, right? So happy trails. Hey, how you doing? I was just getting ready to sign off here shortly. So who we got here? Is that Kay or Kay and Matt? Because if Matt's in the house, doing you proud, my friend. Doing you proud. Shannon, thanks very much for coming out. Appreciate you supporting me and taking the time out of your day and listening in the background. That's pretty awesome stuff. I'll ask Kay and Matt here. Do you know of anybody out there that's got a live going? Maybe we can go over there and do a little raid. Trying to find somebody. I guess maybe I could just check here by. I got my wife's computer going next to me, so let's see what I can find here. See if we got anybody doing a raid. Oh, my wife doesn't follow enough people to see to see if there's a live going on. She only follows the really good channels like Canoehound Adventures and Great Signs and Graphics. both my channels. Both my channels. Yeah, if anybody ever wants to see, I've actually just posted on my business YouTube channel, Great Signs and Graphics. Go ahead, have a look. They got 3 new promotional videos that have gone up there. One about promotional products, one about trade show displays, and one about it's a video testimonial with a few of our bigger clients. And that's pretty cool that we got that up there. So enjoy that. Just Kay tonight. I'll tell Matt. I'm sure he'll be proud. And what are you drinking tonight, Kay? So a few of us are talking earlier tonight, Kay, about the Canada collab that you're doing here in Niagara. And like I say, when the time comes and it's a little closer, maybe you and I can get together on a Skype or something. Well, you and Matt and myself, and I'd be happy to share any information I know about what things that you guys can do. By all means, I don't want to plan your event, but love to share any information, or if you have any questions about the area here down in Niagara, because like I say, I live 15 minutes away from Niagara Falls, lived here all my life, and I know a lot about hiking trails down in Niagara Gorge, the Bruce Trail, which I mentioned to you probably a month or two ago when you're doing one of your 365 challenges. And I know a lot of really good restaurants in the area. One that you really got to check out, the Flying Saucer, which is a restaurant that's shaped like a flying saucer, and they got some really good food there. And then some different places where there's shows and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind if you need some information, I'd happily share that with you guys for sure. Well, there again, if Susan wants to contact me about it, like I say, it's all good. But like I say, you know what? If there's a few of you there, I know. I don't know if Yankee's coming down, but what's his name? Another brain fart. Canoehound has a lot of brain farts these days. I hope I haven't got Alzheimer's kicking in or something. But so like, Inspirational Mike, right? Or Inspirational John. There we go. Yeah, finally come to me. But if he's coming down and stuff, I'd love to meet some of you guys. And you know what? Hey, you never know. Come on down to my place. We could have a bonfire in my backyard and tip a few beers if you guys need to get away from the runabout. And I think you said, Kay, you're staying at Scott's Campgrounds. Pass by that every time I drive into Niagara Falls. So it's a pretty tight space. I think you only got a choice of maybe 4 different campgrounds that you could stay at right in Niagara Falls. You got like Marineland, Yogi Bear Park, Scott's, and then there's one just up the street from Scott's, which is, what is it, Happy Hollow or something like that. So there's only the 4 campgrounds. But Scott's, I think, is probably one of the better ones. What do we got here? Look at that. Kay come in and she's rejuvenated the chat. There we have it. Eh? Not in charge. Susan's planning. Your crank, Yank your crank is live and saying Elsa. Well, you know what? Maybe we can go check out Yank Your Crank and tell them that. Who's there too? Yeah, there's the KOA. Okay, yeah, you know what? I forgot about the KOA. The KOA is just up the street from Scott's. I always forget that one because there's Scott's and then there's the KOA. It was just up the road a little bit more, up Lundy's Lane. So, yeah, I always forget about that one. Especially now, they had one of the windstorms that we had here in the summer. You probably see one of my videos where the snowstorm one where I'm actually walking, holding the wind up. They lost their main sign out front there, and they've got it all cabled up right now, standing in an upright position with these great big bricks holding it in place. So, yeah. Resolution there too. Yay, don't stay just for me. Yeah. Now, you know what? Somebody said that Yank Your Crank is live, and it's saying also. So let's go over to Yank Your Crank. If anybody knows them, let's go over there, show them some support, and just tell them that you're over from the Canoehound Adventures live, and let's go see if we can build his numbers a little bit. So, guys, honestly, in 100%, I honestly like to thank you guys for spending some time with me tonight. It's been cool. It's been an hour and 2 hours and 20 minutes. Time once again has flown by. Give me a good chance to work on this OBS software, and things are awesome. I feel honored by your presence, everybody. And I'll see you all on the other chats. You know where we all meet. That's all cool stuff. So have yourself a good night. I'm going to sign out for now. Canoehound Adventures. Remember, people, keep the adventures alive. Head on over. Yank Your Crank.